Welcome to Psychopinion. This is our March Madness Directors Edition. We will be having all of the best horror directors facing off against one another until we find out who truly is the best horror director. This is the semi-final round. So stay with us and let's see who wins this thing. You know, you're a real jerk if you don't subscribe.
And now for a recap.
If you've been paying attention, or with us up till now, I'm sure you get the gist. We're going to show you two directors, a bracket, discuss who we think will win, and then reveal the winner. We're very excited to see who comes out on top at the end of all of this. Also, please subscribe, and if you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. Yeah, do that shit.
If you're still with us, we just saw a huge upset for Jen. Roman Polanski beat David Cronenberg. Jen is still not recovered quite yet, but she probably will while I announce our next match of the evening. And our next match of the evening is, this is a good one, guys, M. Night Shyamalan versus Jordan Peele. I don't know why, but I feel like this is like a good match. For whatever reason.
Yeah,
it feels right.
I feel like M. Night Shyamalan is who Jordan Peele wants to be, or who he could eventually evolve into, but I don't think Jordan Peele's there yet. I just don't.
I think we're talking Jordan and LeBron right now.
Jordan and LeBron.
That's right.
So, for M. Night Shyamalan, we have The Sixth Sense, Split, and Signs. And I bet you can't guess what 3 movies we have for Jordan Peele. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the only 3 movies he's ever made. It's Get Out, Us, and Nope.
Didn't he make like one more movie though?
I think he was involved with that movie about the talking
Candyman
cat or
too?
something, maybe.
Yeah.
The Talking
Didn't
Cat.
he make Candyman?
Yeah,
Is that him or
Keanu.
was that Key?
That was Key.
Oh,
Well, he
was
was
it?
actually in it, but I don't know if Peele actually produced it or had part in it.
Oh.
I mean,
okay.
if you want to take all of his 378 side hustles out of Nope, then maybe it stands maybe taller than just the 3 movies. But
Nope was a very disjointed movie. I know we said that the last round when Peele won and beat the crap out of Rob Zombie, but that is such a disjointed movie to me. Like, it was so hard to keep up with what was actually happening in that movie to me. And I think it's because I got interested in the side plots, like I said in the previous episode. Us, I mean, I got it, but I didn't think it was that great. I didn't think the execution was very well on it.
I don't know the name of the woman, the female actress in it, but she did a great job. I mean, I don't like the movie, but like just her facial features and like the emotion and kind of that anxiety, you know, that kind of just fear and any other emotion you can think of was written all over her face throughout the movie. She did a phenomenal job from that standpoint. And an otherwise a non-entertaining film as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, when it comes to Nope, it feels like if you were to take 10-year-olds, out of class and say, give me a 5-minute horror movie that you want to write. And then they came up with things, and then they just threw all that shit together into one movie. and it didn't even have to, have any cohesion at all. That might have been what they did, actually. But
Wouldn't that have been amazing, though, had that movie, like, really just killed it and everybody thought it was amazing, and that's what he did do. Like, it's kind of like putting your child's picture up in, like, the Louvre, and everybody's like, oh my God, look at how they used color, and it's like, yeah, my 5-year-old drew that, so.
I agree, but
I don't even think the pretentious people got into Nope like that, honestly.
when I found out that it was like literally a flying kite, it just, oh man, I was just so distraught with that. Like, it was so bad. It was so
Steve
bad.
was distraught, guys.
I was, but on the other hand, with Liza. How do you pronounce his last name?
M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes.
That would be his whole name.
That's his whole name, but and you completely dropped the ball on what I was going for. But
Shyamalan.
there you go. I'm going with him, and even though The Sixth Sense is that iconic movie of his, and I like it, I think I enjoyed Split better. And
What?
I did.
Really?
I really did. Yep. And not so much the branches off of Split, but the original, the first one. I really, really enjoyed.
Well, I have backed Shyamalan up on this show numerous times. Everybody knows that I'm a Shyamalan fan, and I'll say it one more time, probably not the last time, but every time I watch one of his movies, and I'm not saying that there's a twist. I understand that every time there isn't the Shyamalan twist. Every time it's not super surprising, but I will say every time I watch one of his movies, I see something that I've never seen before. The guy tries to do new and interesting things. I respect and appreciate that because right now there's just so much stuff being repeated in Hollywood, and there's so many movies that are just being redone or they seem like rehashed old ideas, and the guy he's always doing something interesting. I remember watching Old with Liza, and we were both just sitting there like, what? Like, what is going on? But it wasn't bad. It was just like...
Yeah, I thought it was
like,
good, but...
What?
Yeah.
Like, wow, I've never seen this before. Like, what is this? And that's the way I feel a lot with his movies, and it's not a negative thing at all. And even if I don't like his movies, I mean, even Lady in the Water, which was a huge miss in my opinion, it was still pretty original for what was going on and what people were doing. So I am 100% going with Shyamalan.
Almost, and I don't want to steal all you guys' time, but almost in real time right now, I've kind of thought about it with a collection of different movies that he's done. I feel as though every single one of them is almost kind of, I hate to use that term, but that kind of slow burn. Like there's just, there's no, nobody running and chasing anybody. There's no like fast pace or excitement. It's all just very methodical and very well thought out. Most of the time, decently acted.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I thought you were done, Steve. But I would almost argue that, though, because I am like the hater of slow burns. You guys know this. And even though I agree with you that it's like more, his ideas or his movies are kind of more conceptual, if anything, probably is a word I'm thinking of right now, they still keep me interested. I've never been disinterested in a Shyamalan movie.
I guess, I don't know. When's the last time you saw somebody running in a Shyamalan? You know, like maybe there is not as an individual situation, but just it feels like it just moves at a slower pace, and it's not necessarily a bad thing for him.
Yeah.
But,
it does, but it doesn't. I mean, I agree with you, but I feel like it's different though than like the movies that I'm always talking about. Yeah, it's unexplainable.
Like the pacing is kind of, I don't know, maybe it's not exactly slow, but maybe it's just really balanced.
Building.
Yeah.
It seems like it's constantly building. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing too. Like I've noticed about M. Night Shyamalan movies, and I guess the best way I can describe it is, they're scary, and they're not really scary, but they're kind of like The Sixth Sense was like terrifying, and The Beast and Split was really scary. The Village was scary, but I remember being in the theater watching Split, and I think you were with me, Jake, too. I think it was.
We've seen a lot of his movies together.
And I don't know if you noticed this or you saw it, but at the end, when the Beast is talking to the girl and he doesn't attack her, and he tells her that she's pure, the girl in front of me was literally bawling. And I think that M. Night Shyamalan has an incredible ability to bring like twists and thrillers and make you scared, but he packs in so much emotion into it as well. Like the emotion of in The Sixth Sense, when the little girl, like when she was throwing up and she was sick and you realized what her mother was doing, or at the end of of Split, when the Beast, he tell the girl she was pure, the village, like you realize what the village is. He brings so much emotion into these. I guess that's where the slow burn comes from, because he builds this up and builds it up and builds it up, but then he makes it something so incredibly beautiful. So I think that ability that he has makes him such an incredible filmmaker and such an incredible storyteller.
I agree, and I would say that that's something that Jen always talks about as important to her. I would say that he does a great job with character development, because while you're sitting here talking about this, I don't think he's made a single movie that I didn't feel like I kind of knew and understood his characters.
Yeah.
You know,
but in a way, almost kind of like what Seinfeld used to do for comedy back in the day. You'd see like a bunch of stuff going on, and then all of a sudden at the end, it just all came together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool, and that's in a lot of ways what he does from a horror perspective. And Liza is right. There is always kind of there's that emotion, but there's always that kind of underlying agenda that he was trying to achieve in that movie, kind of or set apart from what the actual story was telling. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing a little more depth in his movie, thinking about it now more. So definitely I'm going to take him.
He's a very deep guy.
Jordan.
Let's see, Jen, what do you got here? We got Peele and Shyamalan.
Okay, so I know that on our previous episode, when it was between Rob Zombie and Peele, I chose Peele. However, this time he's against Shyamalan, and even before y'all were like, talking him up,
gushing.
Gushing. I had already made my decision of Shyamalan.
I don't know if I believe you now. Because
you
really, said that after we were done.
Then I wrote gushing. It down.
All right, so we've got the Shyamalan fan club. Jen, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that I have chosen Shyamalan.
Nice.
And I mean, I feel like y'all put it like way more eloquently than I can. Because I mean, neither one of these directors are like my favorites. You know what I mean? Like neither one of them owns my heart like some of these other ones do.
Shyamalan's in my top 5 for
I
real,
know.
for real. So.
But Shyamalan has done some really great movies that I really did love. Of course, The Sixth Sense. Everybody fell in love with that movie, I think. I don't think there's one person in this world that did not like The Sixth Sense.
That's true.
So, and it's super famous.
You got to have some balls to kind of Stan Lee yourself into your own movie every once in a while, too. Like, throw your own character in there, which I think he's done in almost all of his movies, or pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I want to say that tradition was really started with Alfred Hitchcock. He did that a lot. Himself.
Was he in all of his movies? Like as a little cameo?
I'm not sure if he was in all of them, but I know that
think so. He's been in several of them.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got the Shyamalan fan club. Let's see what the people thought. His name Mike Shyamalan.
Say, you told me Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele was taken down by Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah.
All right, so we're moving on, and we have got
How close was it? Did you say?
Sorry.
Oh, I just didn't think you said it.
It was fairly close, closer than it should have been, and Shyamalan only won. Oh wow, he only won by 0.3.
What?
0.3?
No, that's
What?
ridiculous.
That's pretty close.
That's ridiculous.
That's the closest one.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
I think so, yeah.
I tried not to look at these numbers when I put them down because I really didn't want that to, I didn't want to wear it on my face or anything.
That's wild.
So I wrote them down a while ago, and I've kind of been calculating them as we go.
This has been Psycho Opinions March Madness Directors Edition. Thank you for watching, and please come back to see our next bracket's great face-off. See you soon!